Hey everybody, I'm a bit late in doing this because Jurassic World came out today for me, or in the past for you, but I'll still strike while the iron is medium hot and read off my Parco bingo sheet. These are my blind predictions. I've seen the trailers, so it's possible that something may have leaked in from there, but otherwise this is just what I think will happen. And by think, I mean hope and also dread will happen. So I made it Parco instead of bingo, so that's P for premise, A for all around, R for recycle, K for kills, and O for omissions. Premise is just what the movie's gonna be about or things that will happen because of what the movie's about. A is all around because I needed a place to just throw in some of the extra ones because I came up with the themes after I thought of the predictions. R for recycle, that's we've already seen this before and we're gonna see it again. K for kills, anything that can feasibly have to do with something dying. And O for omissions, which is things that exist in the Jurassic Park universe that they are going to not include. Alright, we'll go down the columns. This is in no particular order. It's just, I wrote a list and just kind of threw them in. So let's start with P for premise. Dinosaur-human hybrid. If you've seen my Jurassic World 2 video, then you know where this is coming from. I thought the little clone girl was going to be a dinosaur-human hybrid, and if they don't capitalize on that, I will be forced to become a professional screenwriter so that I can write Jurassic Universe and make sure that this happens in this cinematic universe. It's right there. So I'm predicting that either it'll be revealed that the clone girl is actually part dinosaur, or like Henry Wu has been crafting something, or like the big bad dinosaur is part human, like human brain, dinosaur body, something like that. Anything like that, check on the bingo board. Next we have pet triceratops. This is kind of a specific one, but if it's any like herbivore that is actively being a pet, I think that's a check. Yeah, we have dino DNA. So here's your pet triceratops that's the size of a dog. Middle row we have clone girl MacGuffin. I don't have a specific poll for this, but something about the clone girl is going to have something super important, like her DNA is the key to something, or only she's able to do something because of who she is, or because she's a clone, or because she's a dinosaur-human hybrid. They're like me. Next up in the premise, we've got people eat dinosaurs. It's only fair that in the first 5 films, the dinosaurs have been eating people, and now that dinosaurs are everywhere, I think it's only fair that if, some people eat dinosaur, and maybe it's like, oh damn, this is really fancy steak. And my final prediction of premise is that it is just going to be Jurassic Park 3 again. Just like Jurassic World 1 was just Jurassic Park, and Jurassic World 2 was just Jurassic Park 2. Next column, next theme is all around. So this is just ones that probably could have fit into the other ones, or they ran out of space, or things that don't really fit into any of those by any stretch of the imagination. Number 1 is just the phrase, life finds a way. That's almost definitely going to be said, but even if it is just like ham-fisted them being like, see, life's finding a way. Wow. I predict that the new dinosaur, the Joker of dinosaurs, is going to fly. I think that if it's not a Spinosaurus, which is my next box, it's going to be some sort of like Indodactyl or Spindosaurus. Yep, that's what I'm gonna go with. And ideally, it's both. I hope it's a Spinosaurus that's also a pterodactyl, so that they can just take the 2 things from Jurassic Park 3 and just go. Number 4 in this column is underground facility. There's always one. There's always an underground facility. And the final one in this is the Mosasaurus is somewhere that it logistically shouldn't be. So at the end of Jurassic World 2, you see the Mosasaurus on like the California coast, which is like over 1,000 miles away from where it started. I'm gonna predict that it's going to be the Loch Ness Monster, and it's just gonna be in Loch Ness. How did it get there? Don't worry about it, it's a cool visual. Next column we have is recycle. So things that are going to be eerily similar, and that's it. They're just gonna be very similar. You're gonna go, yep, yeah, this part again. Number 1, clever girl. It hasn't been used in the other 2. It's gonna be used in this one. This next one I think may have been in the trailer, so it may not count, but Sam Neill is going to use a flare, exactly how he did in Jurassic Park 1. And then the center square, which is the free space, humans risk life for dinosaurs. There's going to be some dinosaur in peril, and some character is going to go like, I'm going to almost die for this dinosaur. That makes sense. Bonus points if that dinosaur then kills somebody. A dinosaur is going to open a door, just like in Jurassic Park and just like in Jurassic World 2. I'm sure it happens even more than that, but I think that they won't let it go. I think they're going to do it again. And another thing that they're going to do again, because they do it all the time, the T-Rex is going to save the day. T-Rex is either going to eat the human bad guy or like come in at some point to stop peril from happening and introduce more new peril, but stop peril. And I guess another bonus one off of that is the T-Rex is going to do the roar, the one roar that it does all the time. The next column is kills. Number 1 is Henry Wu finally dies. Henry Wu died in the original novel, and because he didn't die in Jurassic Park 1, the movie, they brought him back and made him this sinister, evil trickster god, which was not the characterization that I got from him originally. Like in Jurassic Park 1, he just seems like kind of an intern doing his job, and then suddenly he's just like, I'm keeping secrets from you and I'm the big bad for some reason. Same vein, I think it's possible that they might go for a sequel trilogy thing here and kill one of the original 3. I think that will be like, whoa, big impact. Oh, really makes you, this Dark Night of the Soul is so dark, we really gotta save Blue's kids from that, or else, oh, who knows who else might die. Machka, stop biting me. Stop. The next one down is related to that one, which is a fake-out death. If they try to kill an original 3, it'll probably end up just being a fake-out death, where, oh no, we thought they were dead, but oh, here they came back in the 3rd act. Oh, excellent. That one's nice and vague, so I'll probably get to check that one off. Then I ran out of kill predictions, so these get a little tertiary, but I believe that pterodactyls are going to be a major antagonist. And by pterodactyls, I mean like any flying dinosaur. I know that they have different names, but I don't know them off the top of my head. Which once again is kind of spoiled in the trailer, but I made that prediction a long time ago, because they're just going to do Jurassic Park 3 again. I believe a dinosaur is going to knock over a skeleton, specifically in a museum, because now that dinosaurs are everywhere, they can get wherever they want. You know, the skeleton in the park or the skeleton in the like mansion museum. Anyways, it's going to be a real proper museum this time, and they're going to knock over a bunch of dinosaur skeletons. And the final column, omissions, things that I believe are going to be just left out. Number 1 is a little niche, depending on how into Jurassic Park you are, because I've watched all of Camp Cretaceous so far, and so the phrase Camp Cretaceous tech would fix this. Because in the most recent season of Camp Cretaceous, they introduced like robot dogs and drones that could make electric fences. They literally turned Jurassic Park into like Pokemon battles for a little while, and if that tech exists, why aren't they using it now? Or if they do use it, oh my gosh, I'd be so amazed. Next from there, Jeff Goldblum is going to be in this movie. He's a mathematician, and I have it written down as no reference to chaos theory, but I have a feeling that it's just like Ian Malcolm is not going to be a mathematician. It's just not going to be mentioned because it's never mentioned after the first movie. Next up we have Go Back to an Island, just like in Jurassic Park 3. I would be surprised if they went back to Nublar because it has exploded, but they have mentioned that Sorna exists, so they'll probably pull a Jurassic Park 3 and go back to Sorna, which would be so great if that happens because it'll really make the plot of the second one so stupid. The next one I have is Hammond's grandkids referenced, which, because it's an omissions, implies that they won't be in the movie, but be talked about in the movie. But honestly, I could see them having a small little cameo. But it'll probably end up being like the Tony Stark mechanic kid at his, spoiler alert, funeral, where I think the general public will be like, who is that? And finally, secondary characters from Jurassic World 2 don't exist anymore. Very similar to all secondary characters. Secondary characters don't really last very long in Jurassic Park if they survive. Weird, huh? You just get replaced with like the exact same archetype of person, but you don't get to come back. So if the paleo veterinarian makes a comeback, and if Franklin, I believe his name was Franklin, whose job was, I don't know, probably tech or something, if they come back, I will be proven wrong. Bonus, I would love if they would make some sort of throwaway reference to Velocicoaster existing. If they were like, that's a terrible idea, that's like putting a roller coaster in a Velociraptor paddock. they make some sort of reference like that, I'd love that. I don't know if I'll get a bingo, but I know that at least half of these will be filled out. And I'll check back in after Tuesday when I'll go see it and see how well I did. And if you're watching this before Tuesday, please keep your spoilers to yourself, because I see those comments, and I would like to be disappointed as the artist intended. Oh, that's right, I drop after these things. Let's go edit this right now.